Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Beatrice, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to go about the cutting and sewing of this beautiful bubu gown with drawstring at the waist area. If this is what you're interested in learning, definitely keep on watching and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. So let's get right started into the video. Tutorial. I'm going to be using 2.5 yards of Ankara fabric. I'm going to be using a black cotton fabric for the design of the pockets, which is even barely up to half a yard. I'm going to be using my ruler, my scissors, my chalk, and my tape rule. So let's get. So I cut my fabric on fold, and then to get the measurements required to cut the fabric, you divide the biggest part of your body into four. My hip measurement is 37 inches, and then into 4 is 9.5 inches. Then you're going to add like up to 6 to 7 inches for your ease and your allowance. And then I marked my starting line, I placed my tape, I marked my hip point, and then from my starting line I marked to where I want my gown to stop, the length of my gown, which is 35, and I added 1.5 inches allowance. So you're going to mark a straight line across. So the next thing is you're going to divide your shoulder to shoulder measurements by 2. My shoulder measurement is 15.5. I'm going to divide it into 2. I'll mark it out, my shoulder to shoulder measurement. Then I'm going to mark the length of the sleeve. I'll mark the length of the sleeve, which is 7 inches. And then I'm going to come down from where I mark the sleeve. I'll come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. The standard neckline measurement I'm going to be using the neckline width of 3 inches. And then for the back, I'm going to come down by 1.5 inches. So I marked from my shoulder line downwards, which is 1.5 for the back of the dress. I'm going to use my curved rule to draw out the neckline. And then for the front, I'm going to come down. I want the depth of my neckline to be 7 for the front. I'm just going to use my ruler to connect it from the width to the depth of my neckline. And then I'm going to come to where I marked 1 inch down for my shoulder slope. I'm going to mark the round sleeve. I want this to be a free sleeve, so I'm not going to be using my normal armhole measurement. My normal armhole measurement is 8, so that's 16 divided by 2, my round armhole. And then I'm going to place from this 8 that I've marked from this shoulder slope, I'm going to add like 2 inches. That's how free I want it to be. I'm going to mark 2 inches. So I'm going to come to my hip measurement. I'll divide my round hip by 4, which is 9.5. I'll mark my 1 inch stitching allowance, and then I'm going to add 4.5 inches. This is how free I want my gown to be. If you want yours to be bigger or smaller, you can reduce it from the inches. The same thing I marked from this hip line, which is 15, is the same thing I'm going to mark from this line I came down from. That's my round sleeve measurement. I'm going to mark 15 on this side as well, and then I'm going to connect the lines. I'm going to connect the lines all the way down to the hip line and also to the hem line. I'm going to connect it, but when you reach down the hem line, try to like make it like an A shape, because you wouldn't want this to be tight on you. This is a bubu gown, so you're going to just make a curve here. Just make a curve here, because this is where your sleeve is going to stop. And then you're going to use your ruler to mark, to connect your shoulder slope to your neckline, like so. So we're going to cut this out. We're going to cut this out. Sorry, I have to use my phone. Front neckline. I'm going to cut it all the way from down here. Cut out the dress. We're going to be cutting out the neckline, the front neckline. Sorry. We cut out the back. And then we're going to come here to cut out the front neckline. So we have the front part of our dress. I'm going to cut the down part, the back part of the gown from the sleeve area to align with each other. So what we're going to be doing right now is I'm going to be slitting the front of this gown. I'm going to be slitting it because we're going to be attaching a collar to it. So after cutting the fabric, this is the front, this is for the front, and this is the back. You're going to place it right sides facing each other. You join it from your shoulder, you join it with half of an inch across, and then when you finish joining it, you're going to join the sides as well by half of an inch all the way down, and then you do the same thing for the other side. After joining the shoulder with half of an inch, you're going to join it with half of an inch. Remember when cutting we used half of an inch. So you're going to 1 inch. We're going to use half inch on both sides, and then we'll come back for the next step. So I went ahead to stitch the shoulder, the both shoulders. I stitched the sides by half of an inch. So the armhole area, I'm going to notch this for it to relax well. You're going to notch it and also give it a good press. So now for the built-up collar, you're going to fold the fabric into two like so. The shoulders are lining at each other. You get the midpoint, you notch it. When you notch it, then from one end, you're going to measure from the notch from the neck side all the way to the hem of the dress. You measure it all the way to the hem of the dress, and then what you get, which is 41, that's what you're going to cut. You're going to times 41 by 2 because it's going to go all the way around to the other side. So I already went ahead to cut out a fabric which is 4 inches wide, and then the length you got from measuring from the nape of your neck all the way down, that's the length I cut out. So now there are two ways of joining this or attaching this to your fabric. You're going to get the midpoint of this strap of this collar. You get the midpoint, you notch it, you get the midpoint, you're going to notch it together. You notch it, and then from where you notched at the nape of your neck, you're going to fold this fabric. I said it's 4 inches wide. You fold it into two. When you fold it into two, you're going to place it like so. You stitch all the way around. This is the first method of stitching it. You stitch all the way around to the other side. But if you don't want to do this, you can iron your fabric half inch on both sides. And when you iron it, you instead of stitching it directly, you're going to put the fabric in between the strap, the collar. You're going to stitch it all the way around. But this method I'm going to just stitch it directly on the fabric, and then I'm going to use my weaving machine to weave out the rough edges. I went ahead to also cut out my pocket, which is 8 inches wide by 8.5 inches long. I cut out another strap of fabric for the design at the pocket, which is also 4 inches wide. I folded it into two. This pocket also has two ways of stitching it. You're going to place it um directly on the right side, and then you flip it over and iron it. And then when you are doing this method, you're going to reduce the length of your pocket, maybe like 1 inch or so, or by the inches of the design. But the method I'm using, I'm going to place this on the wrong side. I will stitch it, then I will turn it when I stitch it, I'll turn it over to the right side and stitch it on top of the fabric with a straight stitch. So you do the same thing for the pocket. So let's do this and come back right after that. So I went ahead to stitch the collar to the neckline. I stitched it all the way around. In the beginning of the video, I stated out that we're going to use just barely quarter of a yard of this black fabric. Initially, I wanted to use the main fabric as my built as my collar, but I decided to change my mind because I wanted to add like a design to this dress rather than using the same fabric. So when you're using your black fabric, use like half yard. I went ahead to stitch the pockets with the black fabric like I earlier on explained. I cut out some straps of fabric here. um this strap of fabric now is 2 inches wide. That's for this drawstring casing. 2 inches wide, sorry, um 2 inches wide. And then I folded it half inch on both sides. I ironed it. So this is how we're going to be placing it. That's the drawstring casing all the way around. And then I also cut out a fabric which is 2 times my waist size. 2 times my waist size. I also folded it half of an inch. This particular strap, you're going to, after folding it and ironing it half of an inch inward, you're going to fold it on top of each other like so, and then you stitch on it all the way around. So now we're going to mark out where we want to place the casing. From our shoulder, we're going to mark out 16 inches. We're going to mark out 16 inches. And then we're going to draw a line. We're going to draw a line across from that 16 inches. That's my shoulder to my waistline. I'm going to draw a line across. I'm going to turn it to the back. From my shoulder, I'm also going to come down by 16 inches. Come down by 16 inches. And then I'm going to draw a line across like so. I'm going to draw this line across. And then from this 16 inches that we marked in front, we're going to go in by quarter of an inch because I'm going to be using barely half of an inch to join this collar from the inside. So you're going to mark quarter of an inch like so. And then from this side, you're going to get the measurement. You're going to get your measurement all the way to the back. You're going to get your measurement. Half of an inch both inwards. And then you're going to place this from this quarter of an inch line. You're going to fold these ends like so, and you place it. You're going to stitch from the up line all the way to the other side. You're going to also stitch down. You're going to place it on this line you have marked to give you a guide. You're going to stitch it all the way around. And then I'm also going to use my bias to finish the hemline of my sleeve. If you don't know how to stitch a bias to your dress or your neckline and you want me to make a tutorial on that, please drop your comments in the comment section. So let me know whether you're interested in me making that tutorial. You're going to use your bias to turn the hem of your sleeve. So let me fix the drawstring casing and then come back to show you. So I stitched I've gone ahead to stitch the drawstring casing from the top, from top and bottom all the way around. So this space is where we are going to be putting our rope. And then now I also went ahead to turn the hem of my sleeve with a bias around. So what we're going to be doing next now is from this place you sealed on top of your drawstring, you're going to come down by 2.5, and then you're going to go in by 2 inches from the collar. You're going to go in by 2 inches, and then you're going to place your pocket from this point you came down from, and then you're going to use your pins to hold it down. So you take it to the sewing machine, you stitch it from these ends. I told you that I cut this pocket 8 by 8.5, so I ironed half inch on the sides. So I'm going to stitch it like so, leaving this area open. I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. From this drawstring casing, I'm going to come down by 2.5. I'm going to place my pocket, and then I'll also, from this collar, I'm going to go in by 2 inches. So I'm going to place my pocket and also pin it down, and then I'll take it to my sewing machine and stitch all the way around. So now to attach the rope to the casing, I'm using a safety pin. I'm using a safety pin. So I'm going to insert my rope into my casing all the way around. All the way around. I'm going to insert this all the way around. Passing in my rope into the casing. Now we're going to, when stitching your pocket, after stitching your pocket all the way around, you're going to fold the hem of your dress like so. You fold it half of an inch and fold it again. Fold it half of an inch, fold it again, and then stitch all the way around to the front. And then when you're done hemming your garment, you're going to flip this cloth inside out. You turn it to the wrong side, and then we're going to join the collar together. We're going to join the collar together. So from the nape, from your neckline, you're going to come down by, I want mine to be opened. I want the opening of my neckline to be 9.5. I want it to be 9.5. I'm going to mark out that 9.5. And then from down as well, I'm going to go up. I want to make a slit in front. So from the down part, I'm going to go up by 8 inches, or better still 7. You can use, it depends on how open you want this to be. I want it to be 7. So from this 9.5 that we marked up here, you're going to place them together like so. You're going to place them together, stitch it, join, place it right sides facing each other. Make sure the rope is not getting in the way. You're going to stitch by barely 1/4 inch all the way to where you want, to where we marked out the starting of the slit. You're going to stop here, and then this place is going to be open. So let me do this and come back and show you the results. Guys, after stitching the method I explained earlier, I'm going to take this to my weaving machine and serge or weave the rough edges. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing right now. I'll do this and bring it back and show you the result, or how the gown looks like. So I stitched the collar from inside, and this is what it looks like. I have my pocket here. I've also gone ahead to hem the down part of this dress. So when you wear this dress, you can ruche it like so. This is how it's going to look like. You ruche it like so. I made mine bigger because I want something that will be so free on myself. So if you want yours a bit fitted, try to like reduce your allowance from the cutting process. Yeah, so this is the end result. This is what the gown looks like. So we've come to the end of this tutorial. Please endeavor to like and comment and subscribe, please. I really appreciate your support. Okay, bye.